Hello everyone and welcome back to Explain the Charts. Today, September 23rd, 2025, we're doing an in-depth analysis of LTCUSD, unpacking the latest news and its direct correlation to the chart data. The crypto world is buzzing with significant developments for Litecoin, presenting both immense opportunities and potential pitfalls for traders. Let's start by looking at the major news from the past few months, as these events are heavily influencing Litecoin's trajectory. One of the biggest stories is the greenlighting of streamlined crypto ETF rules by the SEC on September 18, 2025. Analysts are now estimating a high 90 to 95% chance for Litecoin ETFs from major players like Grayscale and CoinShares to be approved by October 2025. This is incredibly bullish, with projections of up to $500 million in inflows specifically for LTC ETFs, mirroring Bitcoin's post-ETF success. The SEC's October 2nd deadline is a critical watch point, as approval could validate a $1 trillion network value thesis for altcoins. Another massive vote of confidence came on August 5, 2025, when MEI Pharma completed a staggering $110 million LTC purchase, marking the largest corporate acquisition to date. They even plan further acquisitions and are rebranding to LiteStrategy, cementing Litecoin's narrative as digital silver and a store of value. On the technical front, some analysts, like at MASDRBCLTC on September 21, 2025, are predicting an extraordinary 100x plus upside, with targets in the high five digits potentially by March-June 2026, based on an 8-year ascending triangle pattern. Litecoin's codebase has also seen significant upgrades in 2025, including LitVM ZK rollup integration in May and MWB privacy adoption in July, enhancing its utility as a hybrid payment and DeFi asset. However, it's not all rainbows and sunshine. There are cautionary signals too. Litecoin maintains a high 0.89 correlation to Bitcoin, making it susceptible to broader market sell-offs, especially when Bitcoin itself faces selling pressure around key levels, like $115,000. NewsBTC reports that Litecoin's bullish momentum has cooled off, with its price sliding back to around $97.80 recently after failing to sustain its uptrend, though other reports like MarketBeat state a current price of $104.99. There's also a 10% risk of delays or rejections for the ETFs, which could significantly pressure prices, potentially extending the recent minus 25% quarterly slump. A large deposit by a Litecoin whale to the Binance exchange was noted, which can sometimes precede increased selling pressure. Let's switch to our daily chart to see how these events have manifested in price action, starting from May 2024. Looking at the daily chart, we can observe a significant rally from around $80 in May 2024, peaking at nearly $140 by early December 2024. This period of growth likely reflects early anticipation of institutional interest and broader crypto market optimism. The sharp drop in early December 2024 and early February 2025, where LTC dipped to the low $ADS, highlights the inherent volatility and risk in the market. Notice how the institutional treasury moves announced on August 5, 2025, coincided with a strong upward move, as Litecoin surged from around $110 to highs near $129, validating the new's immediate impact. Now, let's pinpoint the impact of the recent ETF news on September 18, 2025. On that day, we saw a clear bullish candle, with LTC opening at $117.06 and reaching a high of $119.16, directly reflecting the positive sentiment around the SEC's announcement. This confirms that the market reacted positively to the regulatory clarity, even if it was short-lived in the immediate term. However, subsequent days, including yesterday, September 22nd, show a notable pullback, with the price closing around $105.80, aligning with reports of cooling momentum and daily dips. Let's narrow down our focus on the daily chart from January 2025 to present to better understand the key price levels. A crucial resistance level to watch is around $114.50, as mentioned by CoinMarketCap, which was last tested in July 2025 and also acted as a strong ceiling in March 2025. A decisive breakout above this level, especially with strong volume, could signal a significant bullish reversal and open the path towards Fibonacci extension targets of $137 to $150. On the downside, the $102 level is identified as critical support. A sustained break below this could lead to cascading liquidations. We also observed that the $85 to $86 range provided solid support during previous corrections in March and April 2025, suggesting strong buying interest at those levels. Currently, LTC is hovering around $105.80, sitting above the immediate $102 support, but struggling to reclaim the ground lost since the September 18th ETF-induced pump. To get a granular view of the recent volatility and the post-ETF news price action, let's switch to the 15-minute chart, covering September 17th to September 22nd. Here, we can clearly see the sharp upward spike around September 18th, aligning with the SEC ETF news, pushing the price from around $115 to nearly $119.50. However, this initial surge was quickly met with selling pressure, as the price began a gradual but consistent decline over the following days. Specifically, on September 22nd, a significant drop is evident, with LTC falling from approximately $114.50 at the start of the day to around $105.80 by day's end. This rapid retracement confirms the cooling-off sentiment and the impact of profit-taking or broader market weakness, despite the positive long-term news. The current intraday price action shows consolidation around the $105 to $106 area, with relatively high transaction counts indicating active trading even within this tight range. While our 1-hour chart data doesn't extend to the recent ETF news spike, it provides valuable insights into the period immediately preceding it. Let's look at the 1-hour chart from September 2nd to September 5th. During this time, Litecoin experienced phases of consolidation and slight downward pressure, mostly oscillating between $110 and $112. We can see a notable drop on September 5th from approximately $114.80 down to $112.11 within just an hour, demonstrating that LTC was susceptible to sharp corrections even before the major ETF news. This underscores the importance of monitoring intraday movements, as short-term trends can quickly reverse based on market sentiment or profit-taking activities. To recap our analysis, Litecoin LTCUSD is currently at a pivotal juncture. The bullish case is overwhelmingly strong due to the high probability of SEC approval for multiple Litecoin ETFs by October 2025, which could unlock substantial institutional capital, and the ongoing corporate adoption seen with MEI Pharma. Moreover, codebase upgrades positioning LTC as a hybrid payment and DeFi asset, combined with increasing whale accumulation and long-term hodling conviction, paint a very positive long-term picture. Key resistance levels to watch short-term are $114.50 and then $121.95, a community target from a previous falling channel breakout. A breakout above $114.50, reinforced by strong buying volume, has a 60 to 70% likelihood of leading to a retest of the $137 to $150 Fibonacci extension targets, potentially setting the stage for the analysts' predicted high 5 digits in the long run. However, the bearish case cannot be ignored. LTC's strong correlation with Bitcoin means any BTC weakness could drag it down, as seen in recent price slides, with the current price around $105.80. The critical support level is $102. A sustained break below this would indicate weakness and has a 30 to 40% likelihood if major negative news or Bitcoin falls sharply. Below that, further strong supports are found at the $97 to $100 range and the $85 to $86 level. Always keep an eye on Bitcoin's performance, upcoming ETF deadlines, and on-chain whale activity for clues, as these will be crucial in determining Litecoin's immediate and long-term direction. Thank you for joining Explain the Charts today for this in-depth look at LTCUSD, and remember to always trade smart and responsibly.